to you can identify as a woman. Anyone can, right?
I don't see a problem with
Just literally, can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
Well, I'm serious. I'm serious. If I can identify as anything,
Point.
how many?
Well,
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Angelica. How many genders are there?
2.
There are 2 genders.
Oh.
Wow. So you don't believe in transgenders at all?
Well, I think there are.
Whoa, hang on. Whoa.
I mean, I don't know why you're obsessed with defining it. Like, what is a man? Like, why do we need these arbitrary?
A man is a male adult human. I mean, that's it.
Right. Okay. I don't know that we need
these are just biological facts, but they're just facts. They're not arguable points, are they?
But I think we have a right to self-identify, and you said
As
you
what?
want to.
As what?
If
Well,
you'd like to be a woman, you can identify as a woman. I don't know why there is such an issue.
誰でも女性になれるなら僕は黒人のレズビアンってことだよね。こんにちは皆さん。エリタです。今回の動画なんですけど、望むのならば誰でも何にでもなれるというリベラル派の女性とおなじみの保守派司会者ピアーズの討論の様子ですね。むちゃくちゃな論を唱える彼女に、じゃあ僕は黒人レズビアンになれるんだねというピアーズの反論後の展開は必見です。最近このチャンネルの収益がバンされてしまい、チャンネル自体の存在も危ういものとなってしまいました。なので概要欄からサブチャンネルのチェックよろしくお願いします。では頑張って翻訳しましたので一緒に見ていきましょう。ではどうぞ。頼むぜアメリカ。
To you can identify as a woman. Anyone can, right?
I don't see a problem with.
Just literally put the hand up and say I'm a woman.
But it's not an easy thing to do, to go out into
Actually,
the world.
it's
very easy.
Incredibly easy.
You might think it's easy to say, but to decide to do that, to say
What
this
does
is
doing
who,
it involve?
whatever that person decides, but to
Does
go
it
out
involve
into the
makeup?
world and say I don't identify as perhaps the sex I
So
was
why
born
can't
as.
I
It's not-
identify? Okay, why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
Well, I'm serious. I'm serious. If I can identify as anything without any need to prove I'm actually what that is, why can't I on International Women's Day say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd status,
I think
we're
that's
talking
what
about quite a
with
strong
respect, I think
physical
that
change.
you'd already opened the absurdity door by saying it is limitless. You can do what you like. Anyone can say, I'm a woman. So I simply ask you, why can't I?
I mean, this point kind of ridicules trans people to an extent.
Actually, I think what you said ridicules trans people, because actually people who go through the full process of transition, who actually go through what we used to call a change, which I don't think you can muck around with original biology, but those who actually go through surgical procedure over a number of years, I've got great respect for that very difficult journey they go on. I have zero respect for people who just wallop their hand up and go suddenly, I'm a woman and I want all the rights that a woman has and I want to compete, say in sport, I'm a 6'4" athlete, sprinter, swimmer, whatever, who's competed very mediocrely in male sport. I now want to come in and crush women in swimming pools and in sprinting events and break all their records, perhaps irrevocably, just by saying, I'm a woman. I think that is the absurdity you were talking about. My response was to say, well, if it's limitless, why can't I then say whatever I want to say? And you say immediately, as I knew you would, well, that's ridiculous. But my point is, you were being ridiculous.
Well, that's your opinion. You can think I'm ridiculous, but I don't think you can say, well, it has to
I don't know why I am, but you're not.
I don't think you have to say it's post-op is the only way that someone's allowed to identify
Well,
as
the
trans.
original
This is
standard
not
for
us to
the original
decide.
standard for being transgender was being diagnosed with gender dysphoria, which is a legitimate condition. And now it's being, however way you feel. So if you feel on Tuesday you're a woman and on Thursday you're a pizza, that's perfectly valid. But to you, that's ridiculous. And I want to know why that is ridiculous. We should be talking about actual women on International Women's Day. That's not crazy.
I mean, I agree. I think, but your idea of an actual woman...
The chromosomes, it's pretty
It's an adult female. It's not
The
difficult.
chromosomes are a pretty good indication.
I don't think you have to be biologically female to identify
Then
as a
you are
woman.
wrong, because then I can identify as a fox.
Yeah.
But again, it's
You
a kind
can.
of absurd point.
How many?
Like,
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Angelica. How many genders are there?
2.
There are 2 genders.
Oh.
Wow. So you don't believe in transgenders at all?
Well, I think there are...
Whoa, hang on. Whoa. There are 2 genders?
Well, it's taught in...
Well, you say, well, you've literally just launched this huge defence of transgenderism. Now you've eradicated it.
I think
If there are 2 genders, you mean male and female, right?
there's gender fluidity. I will
Fluid between what?
Between what?
Between different identities, and we can choose different
You
identities.
see how difficult this is, though?
But it is difficult, but I think making...
But it's not
there's-
difficult until you make it difficult. You see, the BBC has done teaching videos to 11 and 12-year-olds where they say there are 100 genders. One of them was astrogender, which is an affinity with the stars and the galaxy. My response to that on the last show I did was to say, well, in that case, I identify as a two-spirit penguin. I was then told I was being ridiculous, but I made the same point. The ridiculousness is the BBC teaching kids there are 100 genders. There aren't. It is absurd. Like my wife was a bit of a tomboy when she was young, right? How many kids do you know, young girls in particular, who are tomboys? But if the wrong person gets hold of them and persuades them, actually, what you should start doing is mutilating your body and have a full attempt to become a boy, that's not what most tomboys end up wanting. They end up actually going through puberty, getting older, and then that's it. They become women, right? But if you get hold of these impressionable young minds too early, when they're just clowning around being tomboys, that's the danger to me.
いやー皆さんどうでしたか？じゃあ僕は黒人のレズビアンになってもいいのかっていう最高の返しをした時に黒人のお姉さんも吹いちゃってましたね。でもそう返した時にあなたは度が過ぎた馬鹿げた話をしてるわってどこの誰が言ってんだよって突っ込みたくなったのは僕だけでしょうか？本当に苦しんでいて何年も治療に専念した挙句性転換なるものにしぶしぶ手を出して苦しみから解放されようとする性同一障害の患者の方とただ単純に今日は女性だと感じるから僕は女性なんだ明日は男性かもねっていう人には全く敬意を抱かないというピアーズには完全に同感ですしそんな社会にはなってほしくはないですよね。彼女自身も性別はこの世に2つしかないって矛盾していてトランスジェンダーたちに賛成をしているのか反対しているのかよくわからない意見だったのでピアーズのトークの遮りなしで彼女の話をじっくり聞いてみたかったですね。トークも2対1の構図になっていて少しかわいそうでしたしでは現地の声いくつか紹介していきますね。 We need more independent black women like you, Pierce. So proud of you. I was born in the 90s and never expected society to seriously go down this path.And I pity the generations to come. What started out as a joke has now become an absurd reality. The world has gone nuts. As a tomboy who has grown into a straight beautiful woman, I think the act of grooming teenagers to what they are not is dangerous. As a matter of fact, I think people shouldn't be allowed to change sex until they are adults and understand the implication of taking certain decisions.It's scary what's happening to children, and this shouldn't be allowed to continue. As a black Japanese woman identifying as an 18th century battleship, this hurts my feelings. Can you believe there is people in the world who defend this madness? Absolute insanity. I blame the parents. 今回の頼むぜポイントは90点ですね。いや、頼むぜ Great Britain。皆さんと点数と考えも教えてくださいね。冒頭でも言いましたけど、このチャンネルは収益がバンされてしまい、チャンネル自体の存在も危ういものとなってしまいました。なのでサブチャンネルのチェック、概要欄からよろしくお願いします。このチャンネル頼むぜアメリカでは、こういったマジかよっていう欧米ニュースを楽しく取り扱ってます。チャンネル登録していただけるととっても喜びますんでよろしくお願いします。では良い一日を。